How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Fully Spooled. I thought I would do a couple smaller episodes. I keep putting so much weight on doing big, full episodes that are edited beautifully and everything, and it's just making the process go a lot slower on the car. So I'm going to do a couple smaller episodes on smaller projects while I work on my wiring. Like, for example, my intake. I have my intake parts, and it's just sitting here not installed. So I'm going to do my intake, I'm going to do my shift knob after this one, and then hopefully then I'll be able to get my wiring finished up, and then I'll do a 3-part series on my wiring. So let's get the intake installed. This has been open to the elements for a little while, so I just need to make sure that I get any, like that stuff out of here. A little bit of dirt inside. I've already cleaned the crap out of the throttle body in an older episode, but I want to make sure that there's no direct new unnecessary dirt getting inside here. So with any luck here, hopefully I can get this thing to go on without having to trim this pipe at all. So it's pretty much going to go just like this. Pretty much just like this. And it is really close to that pulley, but hopefully I can figure out how to avoid that. Things are so hard to open, like for no reason. So what I like about this intake is that it has the open end here for more airflow, and it has the adjustable cushions or the rings in here, so you can adjust it from 4.5 to 3 to 3.5, which is really awesome. So the flow says this way, which means the air filter goes on this side just like that. I hope it fits. It might just fit. Alright. Well, I think that'll clear the hood. I'm probably going to have to do what I didn't want to do and trim a little of this pipe off to make it fit perfectly, but that's definitely going to be a good intake. Alright. Perfect. That is a perfect fit. I need to just maybe angle it up a little bit more because it's resting on the frame here. I don't think I want that to happen, but I think if I angle it a tiny bit more, that'll be a perfect fit. Oh, not going to work. It's too big. So I just cut off about the same amount on the other side, and hopefully this time it'll fit. Wow, much shorter that time. But yeah, it definitely fits now. The one thing I'm a little concerned about is that it gets a little close right here on this pulley, but when I wiggle this guy around, it doesn't actually contact it, so it should be all right. I might just go through here and just sort of, I don't know, use a zip tie or something, or build a little bracket to kind of keep this forward, just so it doesn't connect with that pulley. Not that I'm that worried about it, but just in case. And plus, I'll know pretty easily if that happens by just seeing wear marks on the side of the pipe there, or just hearing it once I, get on the throttle. So yeah, there's 5 little very thin wires here that I have to extend so I can get this plug to go all the way down to my MAF. This is as far as this thing goes. Now, PSI Conversions, who made the harness, does actually have, I think, instructions on how to extend this and what size wires to use and everything. So I think I'm going to look that stuff up, and then I'll find the best routing to get this thing down to the MAF on the air filter. It was a little nerve-wracking cutting a wiring harness like this, but this should be fine, right? So the 4 of these wires here I think are 18 gauge, and then this one's probably like a 16 gauge. So I went into the factory SE harness and found a couple different wires with different colors that all match the same sizes. So I'll get these guys soldered and spliced in and then run down to the MAF. Well, of course the camera was off, but I just soldered all 5 wires here. And I'm just going to go through. I think we're all in pretty good shape. I'm going to just touch up this one a little bit. But now I got to just add some loom around here and then some heat shrink here. And then I'm going to put some loom on and run this down to the MAF. So I plugged in the pigtail to the MAF, and I'm just going to figure out the correct length to the wires, which I think will be right around here. And then I'll just cut these guys and start splicing them in. I'm leaving this a little bit longer just so I can figure out my routing once I get the rest of my PCV system installed. All plugged in, and like I said, this is going to just sit up here kind of, I think, or I don't know, I'll find some nice way to route that once I get the rest of the PCV system built out. But there we have it, intake installed. Well, the intake is technically done, but I don't like how the filter sits right behind the radiator because it'll blow 200-degree heat all over the intake, which is not a great thing for performance, obviously. So I'm going to try to turn the intake around, and hopefully this end ends up being longer than that one. I totally messed up and cut one end too short. But you know, when you're kind of new to fabrication, those mistakes happen. I did go and pick up a 4-inch silicone coupler here, 4-inch to 4-inch on both sides, so I might use what's left of one side of the intake here to extend it out a little bit if I need to get the filter sort of out of the hot air flow of the fans and over the cooler area here. And I'll probably make some kind of like intake tubing later on to go from the front of the car to bring cold air right to the filter kind of over here. So I had two end pieces that I cut off stupidly of my intake here, and I put one of the end pieces in here. It looked just like this, and my little 4-inch to 4-inch silicone coupler, and now it fits great and doesn't hang out behind the fan here, so the fan won't be blowing hot air right into the intake here. And now for the filter, I can build kind of either a box around there, or I can make a funnel go through the hole up here into the, you know, filter to make nice cold air coming in. And now, oh, I gotta see if this actually closes. Hold on, it'd be a huge bummer. Oh, nice. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, here's how the intake turned out. I'm pretty happy with it. I have some ideas for some improvements, like maybe cutting a hole down here and putting the filter down further so it's like proper cold air down there. That will be in the future, probably when I get rid of the MAF. This is a temporary MAF setup. I want to get HP tuners pretty soon so I can get rid of this guy and run speed density to have no MAF at all. I do need to get 2 more hose clamps right here and extend these wires in the meantime to be a little bit longer because they're just, I could actually plug them in, but then you'd have this crazy tight line there, which is no good. But anyway, not too bad for a complete fabrication noob. In the meantime, my first wiring episode is online already. Hopefully you've already seen it. My second one is currently being edited, and my third one I just finished filming yesterday, which means all of my wiring is done. That's all done for the car. It's amazing. It's like a huge, huge check mark off of my list, so I'm really excited about that. So episodes 2 and 3 of wiring are coming really soon, but in the meantime, if you want to be completely up to date as much as possible on the build and Fully Spooled, follow me on Instagram. I have way more up-to-date photos and stuff and videos on Instagram with fully_spooled. Thanks for watching, guys. Lots more coming up. Please stay tuned. Maybe like, subscribe, share some videos, and I'll see you guys next time. What's up, guys? How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Fully Spooled. I thought I would do a couple smaller videos. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Fully Spooled, and we're gonna get the intakes taken care of. It's another one and another. Put on the car in the meantime, and I will get more. My God.